Okay, hello everyone. Uh, this is ORDAO fractal number 2. Today the plan is to maybe I will present my progress on Eden Fractal claim interface and explain what it is in the first, and then we will play. Maybe you will have some questions, and then if we will play respect game using Fractalgram. We haven't yet played respect game in ORDAO Fractal using Abraham's new Fractalgram, and now with Abraham fixed issues with multiple organizations support, and so we will try this out. And if it works, it's a feature that other fractals will use. Uh, does that sound good?
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, since like I kind of said that I will present a claim interface for Eden Fractal. This is what I will try to present an overview what it is. So basically, what we need is Eden Fractal is the first basically fractal big and with long history fractal community, and it worked on EOS. And now we are trying to move it to base, but there are a couple of problems. So EOS uses and ideally we want to use the respect token to base, so that communities keeps basically, so that we keep the same community together. But the problem is that EOS uses different account systems, so we need to map EOS accounts of Eden Fractal users to the EVM addresses on base, and then we need to do actual minting of respect token on base. And also, I would like to say that the Eden Fractal on base, we intend for it to use ORDAO software. And there are a couple of additional challenges that related to technical details a bit. So keepers controlling EOS accounts can change. So it's basically users in EOS can change keepers of their accounts. This means we cannot always know what the current keeper of an account is. That's a technical detail that a bit complicates matter. And another issue that Dan recently brought up is there might be a mismatch between on-chain distribution of respect on EOS and community consensus on what this distribution should be, because not all respect games, especially not all when it comes to the last respect games in Eden Fractal, not all of them resulted in respect distributions. So it's a question of how do we deal with that. And another challenge is that some people might have lost their access to their accounts. Of course, it's not a must to address this, but it would still be nice to address that case as well. So this is these challenges are exactly the kind of challenges where I think ORDAO as an oracle, where we can showcase ORDAO as an oracle, how ORDAO can work as an oracle. So to solve this, we will use an oracle which will work as an ORF smart contract controlled by respect distribution of Optimism Fractal from seasons 1 through 4. So basically we will use respect we will use a set of people who have already proved their reputation in superchain governance to bootstrap trust needed to mint respect for Eden Fractal on base. Yeah, to help with that, Eden Fractal participants will also uh, will normally submit a statement on EOS saying that they request the Eden Fractal respect to specific EVM account. And so the whole process I described here how it should look. So user logs in with an EOS account, the one he used while participating in Eden Fractal Epoch 1. Then user specifies an EVM account he wishes to receive Eden Fractal respect on base. Then user signs and submits a transaction to EOS blockchain, which contains a statement like, I, EOS account, request my Eden respect at ETH address, and this should be an actual address. And then an ORF proposal is created, the one where Optimism Fractal members can vote in with their respect. An ORF proposal is created to mint respect on base for Eden Fractal. Yeah, and here a user which is claiming respect could create a proposal, or if he, for example, does not have gas, some other member could create this proposal. But of course, to pass this proposal, you need a member of Optimism Fractal to vote if he already has respect. Optimism Fractal respect, that is. Yeah, and that's the basic process, and I have here some more details. And I can also show what I already have. So this is currently running locally, and I already have a page which loads current respect distribution on EOS. And then it takes a bit of time to load. Let's wait a bit. Yeah, here it is. So this is from taken from read from EOS blockchain. So the current respect distribution. These are account names and these are balance. And another tab is this is the respect which is already distributed on the chain on which we want to distribute to move respect. So this is currently on the base Apolia testnet, and this is actual awards. So basically, if you know how respect 1155 token works, this will make sense. So these are total amounts of respect, and then these are awards. Yeah, and everything is created in a way where it's flexible, so so it's not totally automated, but thanks to not totally automating it, we can address challenges like these ones. But it will like the request on EOS uh, to receive respect on base will be a front end which I'm already in progress of creating here. So won't show it now, but yeah, so there will be a front end for user to submit the needed transaction on EOS, and there will be a front end to help create a proposal on base to mint respect. So I'm not don't know if that was clear or if you have any questions. What do you think? Any feedback?
I think it's mostly clear to us. I'm just curious, I guess, what is the so this is already built into the app, and maybe I missed it, but like, is there any remaining steps that we need other than just tell the Eden Fractal community how they can claim it?
Yeah, the step to submit that transaction on EOS, so the front end is not yet ready for that aspect. So that needs to be finished. Yeah, and then the front end to submit a proposal to mint respect is needed. Although that part could be like done through the old interface, but you would have to manually input some of the details, like link to transaction to EOS transaction, which claim made the original claim on EOS. I could
Okay.
go into more details about like that transaction. Well, it's here, and these there are more details about the actual ORF proposal. Uh, yeah, but these are details. I think at this point it's good to stop this for because I think I gave a good overview.
Tadas, I see that Rosemary asked a question in the chat.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, so like I said, user. Yeah, so Rosemary. Yes, I will. Rosemary asks how I will uh, map EOS accounts to EVM accounts. Yeah, so as I said, user will submit a transaction on EOS with a statement. I EOS account request Eden respect to this address. This will be address EVM address to so address he wishes to receive respect on base. Yeah, so this will be signed by his EOS account. Uh, so this will help map basically EOS accounts to EVM accounts. Does that answer your question?
A follow-up question. Thank you. Would someone check for whether all the EOS accounts have claimed their respect on base? Would there be like a spreadsheet of some sort to like, and also what the communications to these EOS accounts would be? Like, what is it? What is it intended as? Is it a personal follow up in case they're not checking the Telegram of Eden Fractal?
Yes, good question. So regarding the first question, uh, to check how many accounts have claimed. Yeah, so I did not create. I cannot create a very clear interface for this because of some like remaining question marks regarding like what will be the actual distribution. But I created these pages which help you see it. So this I have a page like this page for seeing current respect distribution on base, and I have pages for seeing current respect distribution on 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 uh, on on base. Yeah, so original respect distribution on EOS and new respect distribution page for new respect distribution on base ends. So yeah, so this page basically, if there is only one claim for, if there is only one mint for each account, then this page will contain basically the clearest information like about which accounts have already claimed, and you can compare that to this page. basically to get an idea. With regards to how to communicate the need to claim, well, first of all, I will publish in public channels, and then later it would be nice to at least drop out at least one message, to personal message, to at least most of all participants, if we don't claim immediately. Although I would make it clear that I don't expect like everyone to claim. I don't expect 100% of accounts to claim. But I think even if like 20% of respect would be claimed, I think it would be still worth it, and it would have paid off, because even with 20 respect, we have a pretty good distribution, and decentralized one too.
Okay, thank you. And a follow-up question then on this table that you were showing, there under title or account, is that gonna show the address? And how would we know which address is that corresponds to a specific person?
Yeah, so if you're talking about base address, you don't see an address here. You can see address here. Maybe I can add an EVM address into this table too. How do you know that a specific address corresponds to a specific person? Well, that by the time, if it's in this table, then it's at this point it has to be already been verified. So the time to verify that is during proposal stage.
Yeah, but there's no name associated to the address, right?
Well, there will be EOS account name associated with an address. And
Oh, okay. All right. Makes sense. Thanks.
Tadas, I have two quick questions. One, I would appreciate if you could just, I think you did it, but I missed it. If you can clarify on that page in the app that has the accounts and the awards. So I would appreciate if you can clarify once again what is the difference between those pages. I think the accounts is what accounts on base have that, whereas awards is those EOS accounts that have claimed it, I think, to some extent. So like you claimed 10 of your total 1,000 something respect. Is that right? And so that's what the difference is between those. Is that correct? Or
not exactly, I think. Yeah, so maybe I should make it clearer somehow. Awards and accounts are for respect tokens, represent respect on base. They both represent respect on base. They are just different ways of looking at base balances. So as you know, respect or DAO respect has fungible token and non-fungible token, which I call awards. And each award has a title and a reason. So that's simply values of that field, those fields. And as I suggested here, we should use a convention where award title is an EOS account which earned respect in Epoch 1, and award reason should be a block explorer link to request transaction on EOS. These conventions will be automated when you create a proposal to mint respect. And so yeah, so these fields will basically end up representing EOS account name and a proof of transaction on EOS. So yeah, but to answer your question, I think this is just awards view on respect on base, and these are fungible respect view of respect on base. Does that make it clearer?
yeah, that makes it clear. The other question I have is this is it still local, or is this live right now, the site? And when do you estimate, or do you have an estimation on when this would be like basically fully ready to go?
Yeah, so this is actually public, but it's on a public testnet on base Apolia, and it uses uses respect distribution we did on Optimism Apolia for parent respect. And it does not, like, the claim part does not yet work fully, and confirm claim does not yet work, but you could try other parts. Well, I think I'm a couple of days of work away from finishing this up, and then I will share. I first want to share with you, Dan and Rosemary, because you both have Eden Fractal respect, and I want to. If you are able to claim it, then I will share that interface more publicly.
Okay, sounds great. Yeah, I'm happy to claim and test it out whenever you're ready for it, and then happy to help share it more publicly amongst other Eden Fractal community members when we're ready to. And greatly appreciate all the work on this, as well as the explanations. Thanks, Tadas.
No problem.
I have a curiosity question. Is it so if a new person joins, are they also going to have an EOS account, or is this just to bridge the pre-existing respect from Eden Fractal?
It's to bridge the pre-existing respect, and so the way ORDAO already works in Optimism Fractal is that there is old respect and new respect. Respect which is used for voting, and respect which is minted through respect game and so on. So that's how Eden Fractal will work on base as well. And so this bridging of respect from EOS is just for old respect.
Gotcha.
One other question I have, Tadas, that I think might just be interesting for both myself and people listening is like, do you imagine this feature that you built being useful in other contexts? Like, I can imagine if people also want to like outside of Eden Fractal, like I suppose move respect across different chains and potentially any different kinds of chains. Like, do you imagine like it seems like this is kind of like basically a general purpose, and it doesn't require it's not dependent on EOS specifically. It just requires a blockchain account where you can, like, I suppose, make the transaction clear basically. But if somebody wanted to port from, like, I don't know, based OP mainnet or Solana or even like a Bitcoin L2 or something like that, then people could use that for this too, do you think? Or
well, one of my like motivations here is to like present an example, like or basically do a case study about how our DAO can be used to migrate between chains, migrate communities between chains. That being said, like this specific solution, there is a lot of code specific for specifically dealing with EOS, and I imagine like creating this solution, implementing this solution for other chains will result in that too. And maybe some code could be reused, and yeah, so people could take this pattern and quite easily re-implement it and replicate it in other chains, but it will require it's not just like it won't be enough to, it's not plug and play. It's not won't this code won't be enough to do it in with other chains yet.
okay, sounds good. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, I think this is very helpful for Eden Fractal, and then also I think it could be very helpful for other communities in the future too, as fractals grow and more fractals want to migrate on or have different presence across different chains. Thanks.
Yeah, and also to be clear, like this app I'm currently testing, the version on my mainnet, on my base mainnet, will be basically be called ORF base .fraps.xyz. So it basically Optimism Fractal on base, because it will enable Optimism Fractal participants to issue actions on base. Initially, the only additional feature it will support is issuing Eden Fractal respect. But yeah, that's the long, basically, you could say long-term function of this deployment. Yeah.
Could you clarify that? So you're saying that I think you said that this is will be at OF base, but this is the Eden Fractal app. But then you're saying that the same app will also be used for the Optimism Fractal deployment.
No,
but you'll have.
I should clarify that. Yeah, so there will be. I will have to deploy two apps for now. So one will be for Optimism Fractal on base, and this is the app that will take care of minting Eden Fractal respect, because we need an Oracle, Optimism Fractal Oracle, for minting respect. And then there will be Eden Fractal ORDAO app, which will be more like typical ORDAO app, which like ORDAO Fractal app, for example. And the parent respect of that app will be the Eden Fractal respect issued by Optimism Fractal on base.
Okay, that makes more sense now. So let me just maybe try to repeat that back to you, if that's okay, so I can better understand, because I've forgotten about a couple of how these pieces work together. So you're planning to separately deploy the ORDAO Fractal app for Optimism Fractal on OP mainnet, so that the Optimism Fractal community can use it to basically execute on-chain actions on OP mainnet. In addition, you've also deployed the respect distribution, the parent respect distribution from seasons 1 through 4 of Optimism Fractal on base, so that the Optimism Fractal community can execute on-chain actions on base. You will also be configuring this app to work with the Optimism Fractal respect distribution on base, and this is the app that we're looking at right now. And from that app, the Optimism Fractal community will be approving proposals for when Eden Fractal community members go to make proposals to say, hey, this is my EOS account, I want my respect on base. The Optimism Fractal community will be acting as that oracle to be saying, yes, this matches, this lines up, that account is correct with how much respect they have on EOS, so we're going to distribute it. So the Optimism Fractal community will eventually have two different interfaces, one for base transactions and one for OP mainnet transactions, and it will be using the interface for base transactions to distribute the respect to the Eden Fractal participants after they make proposals. Basically, the Eden Fractal participants will technically be making proposals to the Optimism Fractal community via the ORDAO deployed on base. And then that will distribute the Eden Fractal respect in its own distribution, which the Eden Fractal community will then be able to use with their own Eden Fractal or ORDAO Fractal app to distribute their new respect for Eden Fractal. Is that all right? Does that all make sense? It might be a bit confusing, but I think I understand it, and I think that makes sense, and I want to confirm if I'm missing anything.
I think so, except I'm not sure what you said in the beginning. So, so we are like three apps, right? The Optimism Fractal app on OP mainnet, or DAO app for Optimism Fractal on base, and Eden Fractal app on base, right?
Yes.
Yes, and Optimism Fractal app on base will mint parent respect for Eden Fractal on base.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, that's correct. and I'm pretty sure like maybe this could be made more understandable and have better user experience if we combine it differently. But the reason why I distribute it into apps like this is because of how it's currently easier for me to make it that way because of how these apps were currently made. But this is just initial version. If we need, maybe in the future we will make it more easy.
I have a question just about how Fractalgram might work with that. So if, well, traditionally we've been submitting all of our consensus on Optimism mainnet. So it sounds like now the possibility of submitting for Optimism Fractal could potentially submit to base then to a different contract. Is that true, or am I conflating two different things?
Yeah, so the child respect of Optimism Fractal is on Optimism Fractal. And I don't think
It's on OP mainnet. I think.
Yeah, it's on
And
OP mainnet, and I don't
Uh-huh.
think it makes sense to issue it on base mainnet as well. It would require another process. Yeah, so when it comes to Fractalgram interacting with Optimism Fractal, it will keep using the same network.
Okay. But then if they submit potentially to like Eden Fractal and Eden Fractal's on base, they're going to have to switch chains, or else I'll have to programmatically say, oh, well, they've switched organizations, so I know they need to switch over to base. I'll ask them to do it in their wallet.
Yes, that's correct. If we submit to Eden Fractal, we will have to submit to base. But actually, our client does try to request to switch chains because
Okay.
you give it access
Nice.
to wallet, and actually ORDAO Fractal is deployed on base. So actually,
Right.
we will be able to test this in this meeting.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I saw an error when I was testing some of the stuff about switching chains, and I wasn't sure if I needed to fix that or not. So, okay, thanks.
Yeah, that switching chains in my app, that does not always work smoothly. So this is one of the areas that might need work. But that might be the thing that I have to fix. I see another question. How can one log in on this page if Anchor Wallet is not added as one of the wallet options on their login? Yeah, so I don't know how to get back. Yeah, so I will demonstrate. Yeah, so this is a login for base for Ethereum, and this is a login. If you go to this page, you will see a login for Anchor. So you will be able to log in with Anchor. Both for this claim process, you will need to log in with Anchor.
Okay, I don't see the login with your EOS account when I go there. When I click Eden Fractal Respect.
Did you go to Claim tab?
Yeah, on the claim tab, then I can see it. Okay.
Yes. Maybe it should be organized to show claim first. I don't know, but we will share the link to this specific link, which goes to this exact tab. So. And there is one more thing I want to share and get your feedback on regarding Eden Fractal deployment. I suggest that total amount of time to pass proposals for Eden Fractal in ORF should be at least twice as long as amount of time needed to pass proposals for this oracle, for Optimism Fractal on base. Reason being is that users might see a Eden Fractal proposal, and only then they might decide to claim. And if we do it like this, then we will have enough time to claim even after the proposal was created. Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. And it might even make sense to make it more than 14 days as well, rather than just more than 12 days, because like we discussed, the ORDAO and ORF could potentially serve as kind of a interim legislative consensus process. And when we were discussing the legislative consensus process for Eden Fractal, we were discussing how we discussed things like the or polls and stuff like that, with the idea that we would have at least one event for Eden Fractal to discuss proposals or debate them and so forth. So if we did it, if we made the full period for the OREC for Eden Fractal for the voting period and veto period to be over 14 days, then that would mean that would serve that function basically, to where we'd be able to discuss any things that the OREC is approving, basically during a meeting, during one of the bi-weekly events.
Yeah, good idea. Except note that in that case, if we play respect game as well at each event, then respect distribution for previous event will not happen even before the next event. Maybe that's not a issue, but normally I had this as a guideline that normally the maximum amount of time for passing proposals should be like amount of time between respect games. But I don't know if that's a requirement.
Okay, yeah, that's worth considering. And I suppose there wouldn't be that much use for the Eden Fractal new respect, at least for the first, like, I mean, in the long term there would be, but I think, we agreed that basically something like maybe a 6 event startup, which would be over the course of several months, would be before the legislative process would come into play. So I think that if we just said that it takes 2 weeks to distribute respect, then that would be okay with people. But I don't know. I don't want to change the focus of this meeting too much. We could also discuss that at another time if you'd like.
Yep.
Hey, I managed to log in through Anchor, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, so I said this is not complete yet. This part is not
Okay.
complete.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all. Unless anyone has any questions, I think we could play respect game and submit our ORDAO fractal.
That works for me.
Sounds good to me.
Can someone create a group in Fractalgram?
Yeah. I don't know if Abraham, you want to do that. Does everybody need to go into the Fractalgram app? And I suppose you set your organization, the ORDAO Fractal organization. So we just need to go into the app and then pick that organization. Is that correct?
Yeah, just go over to your profile and you should be able to go into that organization dropdown and then just choose ORDAO Fractal, I assume is the one that you want us to use, Tadas?
Yes, ORDAO fractal.
ORDAO Fractal, yeah. So you can just, and then save your profile and that'll actually get you into the other sessions. And then let me see if I can spin up a group for us.
Cool, thank you.
So I think you probably will have to update your profile before I can add you to the group because you won't appear in the list unless you're logged in as that organization.
when we play the spec game, should we play like a quick version because there's only 13 minutes left at the top of the hour? Should we plan to go over it, or should we each just? I suppose Tadas already gave his presentation of what he did, but the rest, the four of us, can go if we each take like 2 minutes or so each. Then we can do it under the hour, or we could do it longer if everybody would like and has more time, so that people aren't rushed.
I'm fine either way. From my side, I would eagerly listen to presentations if anybody has anything to share. And for Fractalgram, you will need to go to Profile, and here select ORDAO Fractal, and then save profile.
Just a quick note or two. So I'm also happy to stay for longer too. But then, quick, I guess, question for Abraham. I don't know. I'm logged into the same account that I'm usually logged into in the Fractalgram app,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I logged in just the same way that I usually do. But it looks like it's new. Like I don't know. If I go to profile, like for example, it asks me to put my name in again, stuff like that. I don't know if like you reset something and I have to add it again, or if that's normal. I don't mind adding it again, but I figured I'd mention that because usually it has everything like logged in already. And also, I suppose if I went to Optimism Fractal, yeah, I think this happened to me once before too. But like now, if I like, I don't see an admin or like groups or settings area, and I'd have to just like select my organization and then enter my name again. So I'll do that now, but just want to let you know.
Switching organizations should not require you to re-enter any information. It sounds like maybe your session expired or something. Have you had that browser window open a while, or is it brand new?
I just opened this browser window up, brand new.
Maybe you could just try like disconnecting your wallet and reconnecting or something like that. Like, and that may, because it sometimes takes a second to bring that metadata in, but if it doesn't load at all, that's not expected.
Okay, I just realized it was just my mistake, but I'm using the Arc browser, and Arc browser has like these different spaces, and so I went into a different space, and now I'm still logged in. So it might just be my mistake. I logged in like it's kind of like different like areas of the browser, and so I guess I was just in the wrong area of the browser. So
okay.
I think that was just my mistake. I totally didn't realize. So yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's fine. It's weird. I see Tadas on the D6286 with Sim31, but I don't see anybody else showing up in the group list. So that's kind of concerning. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to.
This is on the Fractalgram you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am logged in on Fractalgram right now. I'm at respect-game.versal.app/play.
And you switched your profile.
I'm logged in on my profile. Is there something else I need to do?
So inside of your profile page, you just need to switch your organization over, and then I should be able to add you to the session.
Got it. Okay. No worries.
Yeah, I probably will try to do some kind of a better interface, but for now, that's the way to switch between them. And you should see different sessions. Like you'll see all your sessions for Optimism Fractal when you're in the Optimism Fractal organization. Then as soon as you switch that, it should look different. Hopefully.
Yeah, I also just switched my organization, and so you should see me there too. I just didn't do it yet before.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see you, Dan.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you test it as one person and then you like try to log in with a whole bunch of different browsers and try to make it work, but you don't know 100% until you actually get people using it.
Okay, I'm trying to update my profile for this organization, and when I click save profile, it does nothing.
What does it just give you an error? Can't save profile?
No error, no action at all. It's a black button, and I try to save profile, and it doesn't do anything.
Well, what does the organization field say in your profile?
I just switched it to ORDAO office hours.
Should we ORDAO Fractal?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Try
Say
ORDAO
that
Fractal.
again?
It should be ORDAO Fractal, not ORDAO office hours.
Same thing.
Still shouldn't give you any trouble. I'd say maybe try either refreshing the page or just disconnect your wallet and reconnect. It might there might be something weird in your browser. There's actually a lot of different pieces of software that have to work to get this
How
going.
to disconnect the wallet from the browser?
If you go up in the upper right, you see where the browser address is, and it kind of has that little icon. Yeah, you just get a log out in the middle there. Yeah, that guy. And that will actually close out your session and do a whole bunch of other stuff to kind of clean things up. And then when you log back in, it should kind of like rehydrate your backend session, your wallet, and like it reconnects everything.
Yeah, or that fixes a lot of stuff in my app too.
It's just, yeah, once these things are built into the browser, it might be easier, but it's just, you've got like the browser, the JavaScript, the backend. So you're in the wallet, you're all trying to like talk together. Sometimes it just computers are computers.
If we want, we could. I don't know if Rosemary will and Roll will.
Success.
Nice.
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, I got 6 minutes left, so and I have another meeting to go to. What's up, Dan?
Right. I see you in my my group creator under Kingfisher Media. It's looking good.
What's up, Dan?
Sorry, I just swallowed up my saliva.
You okay?
No big
You
deal.
okay?
I'm just.
You
I'm
need the
only been
Heimlich?
living. Yeah, if you could come over, Will, and give me the Heimlich, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, I'll give you a virtual Heimlich. How about that?
Thanks. I feel so much better. So I don't know if Rosemary's got it to work, but also, Leslie's got to go in 6 minutes, so maybe we should start playing their spec game.
You play with that one.
Well, okay, but maybe Rosemary, if you could try while Will is speaking. I don't know. Do you think you'll be able to try? Or?
I've been trying, but after I sign the transaction, it's loading. I'll sign to verify, and it's not loading up. So you go without me.
You can just try and refresh the page too, probably, and it'll give it another shot.
Yeah, I don't think there should be a transaction you have to sign to change organization, right? You just or
sign
is there?
in.
No, I'm not logged in.
Oh.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
okay.
It requires you to sign if you're going to sign in with a wallet.
All right. Well, maybe Rosemary, if you could try some different browsers while Will is going. Maybe we'll have Will go first for the spec game, and then Rosemary, you could try on a different browser too, and then you could still play Rosemary. And if you can't get logged in, then I suppose we could just use the ORDAO interface to give you the amount of like respect afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me go first. I mean, it's going to be short, sweet, and probably 30 seconds. So how have I contributed to the ORDAO ecosystem, right? So I've attended both ORDAO Fractals now, 100% attendance there. Last week and this week, I did attend an Eden Fractal event. And I did kind of take a little walkthrough from a new user perspective of the ORDAO Fractal, the entire interface. I really like it. I'm a big fan of this type of transparency. I feel there should be more of this in Web3. What I will say about this is when I'm looking at and everything functionality, I mean, is working just fine. I did not find any bugs there, but there is an area. And I like how like a lot of this is tied back to explorers and tools that we already use, but we have to go like open up another browser to do it, right? There is an area in here that I was looking at. Oh, in the About section. So in the user guide, well documented, as within everything that's community is always well documented, which I really like that. But I would say, like, if we're looking to grow this outside of the current ecosystem at some point, some visual aids that show these workflows may be helpful. It doesn't have to be a video. It could be a video, right? Just a video tutorial walking people through, or it could just be a static visual aid that kind of walks people through the steps people through the process. Even though it's written, people don't always read, or they read with don't always read with comprehension. That's been my experience. So I think adding some visual aids to this would further enhance the flow. And that's what I have for today.
Thanks, Will. Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Something to improve. Who wants to go next?
Or if Will wants to pick somebody to go next to, you can, Will.
Well, I haven't seen this gentleman in a very, very, very long time, probably since about February. So I'm going to pick on Abraham.
Yeah, I'm an MIA. Yeah, so I actually did get a decent amount of time to start working on switching organizations in Fractalgram, and also did the sort of fast forward feature where we can, if somebody accidentally drops out or becomes unavailable, then we can fast forward the session without actually, everybody needing to vote. So the vote requirement is now that 2 people want to fast forward. So one person will hit the fast forward button. It tells them that they've asked for a fast forward, and then the second person has to hit it, and then it actually fast forwards after that. And in kind of doing some of this organization switching and working some with Eric on his stuff, I did uncover some systemic problems with the way organizations were working, and also working with Tadas on how when we're connecting to ORDAO, the session with Jacob and Tadas was extremely helpful in just trying to understand how some of the change detection worked. And I was able to figure out a lot better how to get a hold of the OR client object and like hold it in memory. It was kind of just, I think it was getting undefined because we were re-rendering the page a bunch of times. So like you would try to submit on chain and it would just say can't connect to OR client. And then, it was, so that was a problem in the Fractalgram, not in the OR client. So I did a bunch of testing, and hopefully that is going to work a lot better. At least based on my testing, it looks like it should. We should be able to switch between organizations freely without things crashing or having trouble. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this session plays out, and obviously try and give me any feedback with the cross organization, the fast forward, or anything else that you're seeing that seems like it's buggy. But it should be working a lot better. It's actually working faster too. The application, I trimmed down a whole bunch of different cycles. It was kind of like repeating a couple of cycles for login, and I was able to remove those as well.
Nice, Abraham. Dan or Rosemary?
Yeah, thanks for that, Abraham. I really appreciate it and really excited for all the updates with the app. Rosemary, do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I can go. I promoted the ORDAO event.
Yes,
ORDAO Fractal event.
You also noted one issue in the front end where it, in one form, it suggests address that browser suggests. Remember?
Yeah, I also found a UI improvement something. That's it.
Thanks, Rosemary. Dan, you're muted, Dan.
Yep. Thanks, Das, and thanks, Rosemary. So yeah, I collaborate with Rosemary. I think Rosemary was being a bit brief or humble, could have added more, but I collaborated with Rosemary on we made some artwork specifically for Optimism for ORDAO Fractal, and collaborated on making some fairly detailed posts to invite people to today's event, as well as give notice to people about claiming their respect from Eden Fractal community for past participants there. And then, in addition to that, there are several other things I did to help ORDAO over the past week. So one, Tadas mentioned a little bit, but I went back and forth in some messages with Tadas regarding respect distributions for both Eden Fractal and Optimism Fractal. So one, I documented an issue with different respect games that had been posted on chain at Eden Fractal, and which ones hadn't yet been respect issued. Previously, we thought it was all the first 75 weeks, but we actually played respect game up until week 83. But there was 2 events that we didn't play, so I just documented that to try to make it clear. I also shared a message clarifying the dates of Epoch 2 because that was a bit confusing previously. And then regarding the Optimism Fractal Option Town Hall, I've been trying to set up the snapshot spaces to work with the new ORDAO respect. And I just asked a question for Tadas about how to set those up because I'm not able to find the token data that I need to be able to configure with snapshot spaces for the Eden Fractal, Optimism Fractal, or Town Hall snapshot spaces right now. And then I organized and hosted a meeting with Jacob and Howard regarding the Superchain ORDAO project, where we're building Superchain interoperability into ORDAO. During this meeting, I went very deep with both of them, especially Jacob, about exactly what he'll be building for the final month of the program and what we'll be promoting at the pitch at the end of the program. And I also recorded that video. I'll be sharing it shortly in that team chat. And then I also helped kind of onboard Howard because Howard was interested in collaborating on the ORDAO project. And so we found a way that Howard can contribute to the Respect 1155 smart contract stuff for the Superchain ORDAO. So collaborate with them to find that out. And then also worked on some of the business stuff, like distributing payment to Jacob for what he's done, and figuring out the right business practice for that going forward. And on that note about business stuff, I've been doing a lot of exploration about sustainable business strategies to support the development of ORDAO and the fractal ecosystem in general. So I've been doing a lot of research into nonprofits to support the development of the fractal ecosystem. And I've also been learning a lot about GPL 3.0 and Free Software Foundation, Linux, and all this stuff too, to get a better understanding of open source and business models, open source in general. And then I suppose I could have mentioned this earlier because maybe one of the bigger contributions, but I hosted the Eden Fractal event, the first one coming back from the break, and worked out a lot on preparing for the Epoch 2 launch. So I made some nice welcoming back posts and then invited everyone who joined the Eden Fractal. There was a bunch of people from Zao Fractal there to the ORDAO Fractal events and shared more about ORDAO with them. And then I also worked on a document too that's got some early draft proposals for the Eden Fractal community to consider distributing respect for Eden Fractal to other communities as well, such as Optimism Fractal, Genesis Fractal, Zao Fractal. I don't know if we'll do it, but to me it makes sense that these fractal communities are all helping to achieve Eden Fractal's mission, and that kind of goes along with our discussions as a higher order fractal. So I started working on those too. That, and then just working to support Eden Fractal and Fractal communities a lot, which are using and pioneering the ORDAO software as well as the ORDAO Fractal community. So that's it for me.
Thanks, Dan. So Rosemary is still not working for Rosemary. We should help her figure out what's the problem there. Eventually. But do we play without her now or try to debug?
I'm not sure. Abraham, do you have any thoughts, or is it possible? I know in Telegram we can create an account for somebody quickly, but I don't know if that's possible with this app.
It's all you have to do is just create another wallet address, I guess. But the thing is that, then the address will be, the respect tokens will be linked to the wrong address. Yeah, I'd say if logging out the way that we showed doesn't work, it might take more effort. Rosemary, did you try to do the wallet logout thing already?
But the problem is that I can't log in with my wallet. Not that I can't log out. I'm not logged in to log out from, because what that showed me is in the case I'm logged in already.
What does MetaMask show if you open it? And
if there's an option to disconnect when you click on your MetaMask, that might be the way to go too. It's possible that you're like,
yeah,
let's see if I can show.
Yeah, sometimes MetaMask gets buggy, and sometimes what helps is restarting browser. That's another thing to try.
Let me show this real quick.
I know also, Rosemary, 2 weeks ago, we were testing out, I think you created another account because we were testing out the functionality of it. So maybe you could try the other account that you created and see if you're able to log in with that one.
Do you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
So if you're in MetaMask and you go to this, you should see disconnect down here, potentially, if you're connected to the app. And sometimes there's a couple of different cookies that are set, and they kind of mess with things if they get out of alignment.
I can share my screen if you want.
Yeah, please share if you can.
Yeah, why don't you share?
Yeah, see, I already see that it's a MetaMask problem, because it's like 6 those events that it does not handle. It's I would restart a browser.
By the way, Rosemary, you're muted. I don't know if you're trying to say something.
Yep. Okay, I'll try to restart it.
Okay. Okay. Making progress.
Yeah, when using Jitsi, I use Jitsi in another browser than browsing, because easier to screen share and everything. Now Rosemary had to leave because he had to close the browser.
Web3.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that I guess I've never seen an issue happen before like that. Like, I guess sometimes people say they can't use the new Fractalgram app, but
for me, it happened with my app, with all kinds of apps. Well, I test a lot through MetaMask, so it sometimes happens that.
She just popped in to my screen.
So, is our assessment that is this something that's a bug in the app? That
it's a bug in MetaMask. Well, probably.
It worked when I disconnected, but that wasn't showing only after. Anyway, I'm logged in now, and I changed the organization. And I went to the session 147.
Yep, you're in.
Okay.
I actually got logged out for some reason, oddly enough, but I'll see if I can track that down. That should be something I can resolve independently.
I don't see session 147.
Yeah, it's not. I haven't created the session yet, so we got.
Oh, okay. Just double checking.
Yeah, we got Tadas 25. We got Rosemary Digitally. We got me, Dan Singjoy at Proton, and Kingfisher Media. I'll go ahead and create a group.
And so just to be clear, because I want to just see if there's anything we need to do or what we need to do for the future in case the situation happens again. There's nothing wrong with the app itself. In this situation, it was just a MetaMask bug, which happens fairly often with MetaMask. And if it ever does happen in the future during an event, then our instructions to fix that is basically completely quit the browser that you're using, like do Command Q, and then or Control Q if you're on a PC, and then restart it, and that should fix it reliably. Is that right?
Potentially, and then after that, you probably want to clear cookies and cache if it's still messed up. But after those two things, it should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so you recognize this specific issue is when there are a bunch of when MetaMask icon in the extensions list is has a bunch of like a number to it, like signifying how much notification hasn't been handled. And for me, that's the situation where this helps.
Okay, sounds good. I'll save that in some documentation, and then at some point I'll try to like put it into like some sort of guide or something like that, I suppose. But at least I'll just save it for now and then organize it later. Thanks, Rosemary, for helping us resolve that too.
I voted for Abraham because he fixed a lot of critical, important bugs.
It is nice to see the force ranking button. It's getting much more full featured there. I really appreciate Abraham fixing the bugs and adding this feature, but I still voted for Tadas because Tadas built this whole thing he presented there, which I thought was like a lot of really great and important features too.
Yeah, but I did not finish it yet, and I did a lot less, like at least compared to last week. Like last week, I took a bit more easy. I mean, this week, so I think it's an opportunity for me to not get ranked at the top in ORDAO Fractal.
Okay, looks like we have consensus on Abraham.
There you go. Now, so the next ranking button gets enabled. I love it.
Very nice.
Dan helped a lot. He's helping a lot with deployment. And yeah, making sure everything works. So for level 4, I will vote for Dan.
All right, sounds good. Thanks to us.
Or I need to. So voting for Rosemary this time because she caught some issues with front end and promoted this meeting. Whereas Will just did one of those things.
All right, and we have consensus, and we'll all get respect. I wonder where ORDAO Fractal will be in the future. I can see big things for ORDAO Fractal coming up.
Let's see if submit works first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, mine's going.
Yeah, and especially if it works with if it submits to the correct network. Here I see a piece of
Mine's
poly.
going to, oh, mine's going to base. I wonder why.
Yeah, for me, it sets me at OP Sepolia, so I'm going to try to switch to base.
Oh, that's not good. I wonder what the difference is. Yeah, okay. Mine went successfully, but that seems strange. Like, why would mine have worked and you guys not? Probably because the OP Sepolia essentially is the default for the app when nothing is selected. So it seems like potentially your organization did not register. Yeah, oh, that sucks. I would say try logging out and logging back in and see if you can. As soon as you see that red wallet not registered, it means your wallet has become disconnected from the browser software.
Yeah, but also this now shows here and it's signed, but it's not submitted. Yeah, so I think I right now need to restart.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to log in, still see that session, and then just go to the session and resubmit, and it should hopefully work. That sounds like I have another bug still somewhere when we switch organizations. It's frustrating.
I just got it to work, so
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, all I had to do, I just like close my MetaMask and then open it again and switch to base rather than OP Spolia, and then I hit submit.
Okay.
And for some reason, just a strange note is that in the app, it said like submitting transaction for like a minute, but it was fully submitted on like if I took the block explorer is done, and then it just resolved and it just said submitted now. But it just took a little while to like submit it, and like even though it update the app's interface.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's kind of like spinning and waiting there until it gets a response back. But that's encouraging that it worked for two of us. It's not perfect yet, but we're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's related to switching networks, I think, and I mean, our client tries to switch networks, but yeah, it typically works if you switch manually with MetaMask.
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, I'm on Coinbase wallet and mine was seamless. I'm not sure. I think as soon as the wallet signature popped up, it had already switched to base for me in that. So that's pretty cool that it worked in there. I don't think I was on base already, but I may have been. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's an annoying thing. I might be doing everything correctly from our client, but if like it works on some wallets, but some maybe don't work well with that interface from Privy, and so I'm not sure if I can do something.
Yeah, that's one of those testing problems. It's a pain. It's time consuming. I also should blank out the push on chain button after we successfully submit. I'm not doing that yet. I should jump back onto my work channel and stuff. But if you guys want to, like, if you have trouble or had trouble, if you want to describe it in the Fractalgram channel on Discord and just send it in there, or any other channel, you're welcome to message me, and I can try to see if I can mitigate.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Abraham.
All right. See you guys.
See you.
See you. Should we end the recording, Tadas?
Yeah. Maybe I will try submitting first.
Okay.
Yep, now good network.
Nice.
Okay, proposal sent successful. Okay, so once network is switched, it seems to work.
Okay.
Hey Dan,
Hey, Rosemary.
do you want to show me how you did it? If I share my screen.
If you want me to, if you want, we could do it after the recording too. I don't know if you want to share like your MetaMask details on screen and stuff like that during the recording.
It's not a big deal, really,
Yeah, we can end the recording.
but we can do it. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll end the recording because I don't think this is the most engaging content probably anyway. So maybe we'll wrap it up, say go ORDAO, and then Rosemary will share our screen and we'll fix it.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. Let's maybe go 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Go ORDAO. All right.